Strange days are here again. Now I'm dancing with my imaginary friends. In my head, they say what I need to hear, whispering lies that make my problems disappear. Then I get paranoid. Oh no, I let them in again. Should I play along? Why yes, let's play a game of pretend. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Time to let my crazy show. They feed on fears, they twist my thoughts. Act like kings, but they're just bots. Truth is, they just fucking bore me. Now it's my turn, I'll flip the game. Step inside, let's play insane. Let's get this psycho circus started. You're at my party, dearly departed. I can make this fun, do you wanna run? I'm pulling out the big one, just for fun. Pop the champagne and run, bitch, run! Strange days are back again. Still dancing with my imaginary friends. In my head they say what I need to hear on repeat till the silence disappears. 1, 2, 3, now you know. This is how I let my crazy show. They prey on doubt, my insecurities. Play pretend like they've got authority. But truth is, they just fucking bore me.
Somebody big must be live. Nobody's coming in. So I have lots to share tonight. Some things that have to do with summer, some things that don't. Some Andrew stuff, some Ziggy stuff. I've been just like looking around all day at things I can show you guys, and I found some interesting things. I put Ernie in the title because I'm really freaking confused about what Ernie is up to. Like, he's going to New York. He's messing with this girl on Mark's channel that's coming up. And today Mark goes on Ernie's channel and accuses Ernie of putting people in trunks. Somebody want to tell me what's going on there? And now Ernie, excuse me, where is it? This shit's kind of reminding me. Let me go to my Canva. Give me 1 minute here. Of the time Ernie lost his cotton picking mind. Hold on a minute. I want to pull some videos up. Give me 1 second here. I should have had these ready. I need to play that for you guys. Here, while I look. Did you guys ever hear this?
When I was sleeping, I dreamed a pleasant dream, and I was going on down Golden Street. Woke up broken hearted in Hawkins County jail. All my friends turned around and Down to come Lula, $10 in her hand, keys in her hand, come a shoving through the lock. Cheer up, my prisoner, I thought I heard them say, swing you around the White House, 1 year's to stay.
It's really hard to hear because I'm over here dancing and trying to read. But this song's about Hawkins County Jail. It's so funny. You guys got to listen to it. Look up the Hawkins County Jail song on YouTube. If I could find it, I'll put it in my community post. But Ernie's doing weird, like he's had moments like this before where he's walking in traffic and they're putting him in a loony bin. He's running around New York. Some guy searching for him in New York. I don't know who the guy is. I never heard of him until now. I just read the trunk thing stems from a video Tina put out where Ernie was driving and somebody was screaming and kicking in the back of the video. So Tina put it out, flies on the coleslaw, because the way I heard it, the little bit I heard, was that it was the girl he went down to date. That he was asking that girl to record and that there were several videos. I'd like to talk to Mark about it. If Mark comes in chat, somebody let me know because I'm really confused. He has court in Arkansas in the middle of January. You think he's getting ready to go on the run? I mean, it's just strange. He's doing these videos again. This is what he just posted. Well, this was 14 hours ago.
No, we're taking a lift today, guys. We're going down to.
It's just reminiscent of when Ernie lost his mind, and it started here.
Your ass out, and I'll beat you to a fucking.
Hold on.
Beanie, don't message me right now because I swear to God, I'll drive fucking. After I do this, I'll drive Plum to Texas. I'll jerk your little sorry ass out, and I'll beat you to a fucking inch of your life. I swear to God, I will. Don't fucking message me again. I'll break you. I'll reach down into your fucking soul and tear your ribs plumb out one by one. I'll break your fucking collarbone. I'll snap your damn ribs with my bare hands. Don't fucking message me again. Don't fucking message me again. Don't do it, boy. I'll jerk your goddamn eyeballs out your fucking head. Don't message me again. Don't do it. Don't. Oh, I know. I know goddamn Don Wells told you shit about fucking Summer Wells. I know good damn well. Don't fucking message me again. Don't call me. Don't message me. I'll break you to fucking half and I don't give a damn. Don't message me, Benny. Because I'll run through you and your goddamn law enforcement. I'll run through every one of you motherfuckers. I'll hurt you bad. Don't fucking message me again. It's a fact. Don't do it. Don't message me. It's not a threat. Don't message me. Do not fucking message me again. I don't want nothing to do with your sorry ass.
Oh, fuck. I'm ugly laughing. I shouldn't be laughing because I truly believe Ernie was having a fucking meltdown. Hold on, wait a minute. I got more. Yeah.
Can I sit in the back? Can I sit in the back? You don't care, do you? Can I sit in the back? Oh Lord. Careful.
Yeah, please. I don't know what this time. I know that they're probably hospital. That's because I got this stupid speaker behind me. Hey, Johnny. I Miss Crystal, Crime and Music, mods, ladies, gents. Yeah, hi, everybody coming in. Flies, Avon Guy, Suzette, Beverly, everybody coming in. Yeah, what I was saying was there was a time Ernie really lost his mind. Like he was walking in the middle of the street, the police were tasing him. He had to go into an emergency room. Like it was really bad, and it all stemmed over this fight him and Benny had. I don't know. Like, and now what he's doing, it's being reminiscent to me of that. Him running around New York. Like he went to New York before. But it wasn't like I'm sleeping in the subway station and walking into the Westin Hotel to charge my phone and I'm poor. It wasn't, this is just not, something's worrying me about him. That's all.
Everybody here.
Mark's over there saying it's a script. It's a script. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it because I missed a little bit, I guess, with Christmas and all the stuff I've been covering. He probably has been one. I can see him being a car salesman. Can you see him on them commercials with the cars behind him and the red, white, and blue balloons?
It's in here off of Lancaster, ain't it?
Yeah.
I'm not all the way awake. I didn't get up at 4 o'clock this morning.
You know what time you started?
I started at 5. Didn't get up at 4 to...
Yeah, but in this video, he attacks a black man. Like, you really think he makes this shit up? Like, he's just like, watch his shit. This gets wild.
Get ready to fill me in.
Hello. I'll be right behind you in like 3 minutes.
Remember when he wanted to sell that?
Make it right at the light.
Sign back. I think it says Eagle Tuppy. The sign that big bright
Mm.
yellow sign.
Or is it evil puppy?
Eagle, yeah, Eagles.
What you doing? Don't shoot me, dude.
Okay, the fuck on.
Don't shoot me, bro.
I'm gonna take the money out. Get the fuck out my face, bro.
But don't shoot me, bro.
Yeah, you don't get
Don't shoot me, bro. Please.
Hey,
Don't
you
shoot me,
don't
bro.
get this crazy motherfucker out my face.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that, bro. That's fine.
Ain't no sorry, bro. Get the fuck out my face.
Sorry about that.
Don't turn back around.
Please don't. Please don't.
I miss you right there.
Yeah, hurry up and
Please
turn
don't.
back around, bro.
Please don't. Let me out here, guys.
Bro, do this like a gun. That's some money, bro. Don't get back in my face.
She missed the road. Sorry about that, bro.
Ain't no sorry, no, bro. Don't do that
Get
no
out
more.
there, you've got Circle K, and you've got a Hager Drive.
Right here?
And Boris.
Yeah.
All right, I'll drop this gate.
Oh, I'm
This
sorry.
thing is done. Once I get to the hospital, then I'll drop gate on the way back through.
Sorry about that.
Have it stay on, grab a phone.
What baby, Constance?
To the right. To the right.
What baby, Constance? Huh?
Sorry about that, bro.
Sorry, bro.
Sorry.
I don't pay that, bro.
No, sorry about
All
that.
that crazy retarded motherfuckers.
Here we go, man. Damn. Sorry about that.
He's a nice guy. He don't do that.
Don't you shoot me, ma'am.
I don't have a gun.
Okay. I'm just.
So relax, okay?
Is anybody else picking up?
No. We're
Okay.
going to Corbin.
Okay. Thank you.
But you need to relax, because if you don't
Okay.
relax,
I am.
it ain't gonna go.
Wait a minute. Okay.
What motel do you want to go to?
Hold on, man. Hold on.
Huh?
Hold on a second.
What are you doing?
Make sure I'm all right.
Huh?
Good deal. I'm good. Okay. Sorry. Oh.
What motel do you want to go to?
Just go to Portland. Just go to Portland. And I'm gonna see what they say to go to.
Corbin, Kentucky.
He's looking at shops.
Head north on Sarrowby Drive toward Woods Trail. In 1,000 feet, turn right onto Woods Trail. Take the next right onto Woods Trail.
No, he did. Wasn't he just saying you two paid him $5,000 or something?
Continue for half a mile.
No, this isn't Ohio. This is definitely not Ohio, Jen. Definitely not. This was way before the van incident. This was at the beginning. Oh, was Jimbo meeting him? I got other videos. Like, I don't know how far are we into this. It's almost over.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto Eastern Bypass. Turn left onto Eastern Bypass.
I'll look. Hold on. Make sure I'm not muted. Here's the problem for me, though. Let me make sure I have the right video. I want to try to find the other videos. If I don't share them tonight, we'll bring them back another night, I promise. But here's the problem for me, and this is why I ask Benny, if you're out there, I would like to know more about this, because Ernie really did have a breakdown. And while you were gone, something I found that you said in the Tim call was this. Like I said you weren't working for Tim, and Tim's a decent guy. However, we hear things like this and they make people curious. Hold on.
And this is what she does. These kind of stories, these kind of dramatic things, these kind of calls that are saying that she's being strangled. These kind of calls that I think she was being strangled. They just didn't get there until 3 or 4 hours later. And and all that stuff's possible. This, to me, this is what they're watching. I mean, this would be like Chris McDonough's skill set, okay? This is what you watch, what they do when the scenario changes. In her case, suddenly, John wasn't there to basically control the situation. Yeah. And so they have to manifest what they're like, because nobody's got to see what they're like, because nobody saw what they were like before Summer disappeared really very well, except, some of the child stuff. So it's all like, that's why I said 360. It's back to the spot to where we're almost onlookers to watch what these two women do. Doesn't mean they're wrong, bad, good, but let their emotions, let whatever they need to do. Scramble, however they scramble, go where they need to go. Because now, to me, this is when they're being watched so close by the PBI. And I don't even want my shadow to get into this part, because this is the case that's in action almost. If she calls, I just try to be friendly, nurture, or laugh if she laughs, or whatever, just kind of like we always do with Dawn. But I want the PBI to be able to see it in its raw form.
I apologize. That's not the right clip. Here, Mama. That ain't the right clip. But there is a clip of Benny. I have to find it. I have it edited. Where Benny says that Tim was like ordering him or paying him. I don't know which one it was, and I don't want to say the wrong thing. But to drive Ernie crazy. And then you had Ernie coming out with that fight with the ding, ding, ding. And that was funny as fuck. I got to admit it. But if that's all it takes to drive Ernie crazy, there's something fucking wrong. I don't believe that dinging somebody on the phone would be like, hey, let's go ape shit nuts and have the cops tase me and drag me into a hospital and attack the black guy in the Lyft sharing a ride with me. He refuses to take his meds. He chooses to take illegal. That's what I'm thinking he's doing right now. Really, Mr. Nobody? I've been doing it. I won't then. Yeah, something. I just don't see how Benny can drive him that crazy. I would like to ask Benny how he did that, if that's what he thinks he did. But I'm trying to find these other videos. I just don't know where they're. Oh, here's one.
No, but please.
This is when the police tase them.
Oh, Ernie, but please. I ain't done nothing, guys. Please, I ain't done nothing. Please, because they're going to kill me, man. Look, I haven't committed a crime. I haven't committed a crime.
Camera a
I
minute.
haven't committed a crime. I haven't committed a crime. I can't sit down. I can't sit down. But I haven't committed a crime. I really haven't committed a crime, though. I haven't committed a crime. I'm not going to get hit before, I promise. Please. I haven't done nothing wrong. I haven't done nothing. Look, you can see it. I'll stop. I'll stop. I'll stop. See, he says walking off. Please don't. I haven't done nothing, guys. Where's it going to take this, please? No, please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Don't. Please. I know. Look, man, I haven't done nothing wrong. I'm PP. Look, man, I'm PPS and everything. Please don't. No. I'm going to tase you again. Get on your back.
Turn over.
Get on your back. I'm going to tase you again.
Turn over.
Get on your back. Okay, I'm on my back. I'm on my back, sir. He's going to be the one shooting me, Andy. Please. Oh, God. Please don't shoot me. Is he going to shoot me?
4, 2, 4, 5 starts with you.
No. Is he going to shoot me? No, please don't hit me with that. Please. Get on your back. Get on your back. Okay, get on the back, please. Get on your back.
My hands are behind my back, Ernie.
Shelby Shell's gonna
My
shoot me.
arms are behind my back.
Shelby Shell's gonna shoot me.
Shelby's in prison, Ernie. He can't shoot you, buddy. He's in prison.
Please don't roll me. Well, this one. I can't do that. Over, I'm gonna tell you. You never want to go back again.
I hope you fucking trolls are proud of yourself, you piece of shit.
Ernie.
Going into South Carolina from Georgia, though, Genevieve, the police wouldn't have known Shelby. They would know him in North Carolina. They would know him in in Kentucky. But those police were like, no, Ernie. They knew Ernie. This wasn't crossing no border. I actually remember this. I have the video of him going into it was Bradley, Tennessee. Okay. I'll drop you a link. I'm almost positive these videos came out back to back. Wasn't he even wearing the same clothes as in the lift? Let me go look. Did I drop the link? Yeah, I did. Just let me know when you're ready. And if you want, we could talk about some of that other stuff too, because I was going to bring that up. I actually went into Boober's chat and asked Andrew some questions, but I don't know if Boober will strike me again. So I don't want to show it, but I was going to talk about it. Genevieve is correct, Constance. I just remember the videos coming out real close together. So that's why we're here, for you guys to clear it up for me. So if she's correct, she's correct. And I believe Constance, because Constance has been following Ernie forever. She's good. I actually watched a video today and was going to share it and decided it's not time yet. See, he was live streaming on one phone, on the other phone with somebody else. He knows exactly what he's doing. Just didn't think he was going to get tased. Yeah. He was nuts, though, in that going into the hospital, like, he looked spaced out to me, like he was on rugs. You get the highway runs mixed up. I get it. All right, well, something else I wanted to, moving on just for a minute, something I wanted to go over tonight is I seen a very interesting news article. This is going to be not really about Summer, but about Summer because it's in her area. A news broadcast WJHL did, so I'm assuming it's somewhere in Summer's area, or maybe even all of Tennessee. We're going to listen to it, but we have a lot of talk about Jody Sue and her tattoo artist. Ziggy often brings it up. Right before I came live, I shared in my community post, I had seen that Tennessee is now passing a bill where the tattoo artists got to be trained for human trafficking to know the signs. So I went to ChatGPT and asked some questions. We're going to watch just a few news clips, and then I'm going to read what ChatGPT said. And then I don't have to show you the news clips again as we do that. Okay, give me 1 minute here. Okay, what the new act I hope they'll show you right here. This is WTVC, but WJHL also covered it. Tennessee's Ink of Hope Act puts tattoo artists on the front lines of trafficking awareness. If it'll play. The manifest timed out. There's something wrong with this, so we're not going to share this one. Thanks, ChatGPT. Give me 1 minute. I shared it in my community post. We'll go there.
New tonight, there are several new laws taking effect in the volunteer state on the first of the year. One of those laws involves legislation that adds human trafficking intervention training to all tattoo artists in the state. News Channel 11's Brooke Kendall spoke with the local artists today about how they're preparing for the change.
Several new laws in Tennessee will go into effect on January 1st. One of those involves tattoo artists getting trained on how to spot the signs of human trafficking. The Ink of Hope Act requires human trafficking intervention training to all tattoo artists in Tennessee. The act requires licensed tattoo artists and operators to complete up to 1 hour of online or in-person training through a nonprofit organization approved by the Tennessee Human Trafficking Advisory Council. Heather Sawyer, owner of Till Death Tattoo and artist of 10 years, says though her tattoo artists are professionally trained to spot unsafe situations, she says the course will educate new artists on trafficking.
What this does teach you is to talk about it, to know that it happens, to know that we have a responsibility to the people that we work with to make sure that they are safe.
Present law includes tattoo artists to take and pass a written examination before a license can be issued. The Ink of Hope Act adds the examination must include questions on signs of trafficking. The training course includes how to recognize the signs of human trafficking, how to respond to those signs, how to refer trafficking victims to resources, and how to report signs to the Tennessee Human Trafficking Resource Center hotline.
As a professionally trained artist, you should know immediately this person feels a little more on guard. Are they speaking for themselves? Is someone speaking for them? Are they making their own choices? Because all of those things should be their choice and with their words from the time they walk in the door.
Wesley Pigeon, owner of Pigeon Tattoos and tattoo artist of 5 years, says the course may educate artists of trafficking symbols they may not be aware of.
I think it would be very relevant and helpful for artists to know what to look for. Like I said, in the past 5 years that I've been tattooing, I haven't had anything in my mind to be looking for. So that's where I think that this would help.
Tattoo artist in Tennessee who failed to complete the course by December 31st of 2028 will have their license invalidated by the Department of Health until completion. In Johnson City, Brooke Kendall, News Channel 11.
Brooke, thanks. And for more information on the laws taking effect on January 1st, just head over to our website, wjhl.com. You're watching.
I thought I had 2 clips there, but you guys get the point. But let me go to ChatGPT. Here's factual information available right now about human trafficking related tattoos, especially in light of the new awareness laws. Let me see who came up. Let me make sure that's Jen. Give me 1 minute, Jen. Let me read this and then I'll let you up. Just sit there for 1 minute. Okay, here's factual information available right now on human trafficking related tattoos, especially in light of new awareness laws like Tennessee's Ink of Hope Act. Excuse me. requiring tattoo artists to train on recognizing signs of human trafficking, including potentially coercive tattoos. What the new law focuses on. Ink of Hope Act. Starting January 1st, 2026, tattoo artists in Tennessee must complete 1 hour of training on human trafficking awareness and how to recognize signs, including tattoo markers, and how to report safely. Training aims to help artists notice red flags in tattoos or client behavior without confronting traffickers. This is part of a growing trend to involve community professionals in early identification and safe reporting. Tattoos and potential trafficking indicators. Important tattoos alone do not confirm trafficking. They are one piece of context in a bigger picture: behavior, control, isolation, lack of ID, etc., and should not be used as proof by themselves. Below are types of tattoos that have been observed in trafficking situations documented by nonprofit survivor support groups, legal red flag resources, and anti-trafficking organizations. Hold on. You still there? Because I'm popping over here. Hold on 1 minute. Okay. Common tattoo motifs seen in some trafficking context. Pimp trafficker names or initials. Victim is tattooed with the trafficker's name, nickname, or initials, often intended as a form of ownership branding. And then next to it is Nap Partners, which is supposed to be a link. Barcodes and numbers. Tattoos resembling barcodes or sequences of numbers have appeared in some cases, sometimes thought to represent a payment quota or digital coding, through meanings vary. Dollar signs or money symbols. Money bags, bills, or currency signs symbolizing the commercial value of the victim's exploitation. Crowns or loyalty symbols. Crowns, hearts, or symbolic motifs sometimes appear with initial dates and indicate belonging to a network or handler. And that's from Hope Against Trafficking is the link. Multiple identical tattoos, same design repeatedly on multiple people, can be a red flag within the trafficking network. Placement patterns. Some patterns of placement that anti-trafficking educators mention include neck or throat, above the groin, pelvic area, arms or hands in prominent places. These can sometimes be chosen to be more visible or advertising marks. What experts emphasize: poorly done or amateurish tattoos. Traffickers often use makeshift equipment, so tattoos may not look professionally done. Context matters much more than the tattoo. Behavior control, lack of autonomy, frequent relocation, lack of ID documents, and submission to another person are strong indicators. Official red flags outside of tattoos, government and law enforcement trafficking indicators. Also list tattoos in combination with other signs. Submission to another person, no control over ID or money, fearful emotional demeanor, sexualizing clothing or inappropriate working conditions, multiple phone accounts, tattoo markings like names or money reference are included as possible physical indicators. We're almost done here, guys. Notes about misuse and myths. There is no standard or universal list of trafficking tattoos used globally. Many symbols associated with trafficking, barcodes, crowns, dollar signs, hearts, are common in mainstream tattoo culture. Researchers note very limited formal research exists on which specific tattoo types reliably indicate trafficking. Current awareness efforts focus on patterns and contexts, not definitive symbol lists. Key points for your context. When you create your, that was for me for my video or post. So we're done. Okay, let me come to chat. Yay. This was Facebook.
Hello.
Hi, honey, I'm live. I'm sorry. I'll come down and get you when I'm done, okay? Love you. Why would a criminal go to a tattoo place? Right, well, they were saying a lot of them would be makeshift, but there are like underground tattoo shops. And they're like what they're doing is they're training people to recognize signs of trafficking, which you hear things like that all the time. I just thought I'd share it since the news did. I thought it was important that I tell you what kind of tattoos to look for as U.S. citizens. Like if you see in your area a lot of girls with one sort of tattoo on them or a barcode or anything like that, it might be an indicator for you to report yourself. So I thought it was important to share. But anyways, let Genevieve up, because she actually had some interesting stuff she told me privately that I think we should talk about as well concerning Ernie. Hi, Jen.
Hey, hon. Can you hear me? I had to go where I had a better signal.
Yes, I can, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, so I was wrong about the Tennessee video. Do you want to tell me about when that was taken, both of them, and how you helped save the Lyft driver?
Oh, that was the morning he was in the van. That Uber driver was a gentleman that he was asking, just saying, "Don't shoot me. If you got a gun," all that mess. That happened the morning he was released from the Madison County Jail in Kentucky from being found by a police officer wandering the streets in the middle of the night, and they found drugs on him.
Oh, what did they find on him?
I think it was methamphetamine, but I do not have a verification on that.
Okay. And then
there's been so many incidents with him. Its dates have joggled.
How long after that incident was the crossing into Tennessee?
I want to think that was almost a year later.
Okay.
No, I don't even think it was a year later, because that incident happened it was cold when the incident happened with the van incident that we just watched. And then later he went to Georgia and had an incident with a former friend / boyfriend there in that county, and crossed the state line headed back toward Cleveland to his friend that's also an Uber driver that lives in Cleveland.
Really? Is that where, well, he was arrested for the van. That ain't the same van, is it?
No. I'm talking about the video, him being in the van in the video you just shown, not the van incident where he stole the van.
So he travels to Ohio a lot then.
Now, the company that he was working for recently that he crashed the van in Arkansas is out of Ohio. It's out of Seville.
Yeah, but he also stole the van from Ohio.
Oh yeah, he's well. The way he travels and the routes he takes, he visits. He makes his circle. He makes his circle.
So, how do you know Ernie?
Ernie was introduced to me through a Facebook Live video December 4th, 2020, into the morning of December 5th, 2020.
So, prior to the
He,
summer going missing.
oh, months before Summer Wells went missing. And what happened was he was live on Facebook, and a friend of mine at the time had called me and said, "Hey, are you on Facebook?" And I said, "No, why? What's going on?" She said, "There's this guy driving around saying that he has rescued this woman and child, saying he's being shot at and being run off the road." And she said, "I've made contact with him." Well, it just went from there. And it kind of turned out that it was all a staged event to get money.
Okay, well, you told me a little bit about what you do in real life. Do you want to tell the audience so they know you're a little credible, or
Well,
some training?
I'm a victim yeah, I've got a lot of training and a lot of life experience with trafficking issues. My experience came from my background briefly in law enforcement and corrections, and then I got into victim advocacy work. Trafficking was brought to my attention around 2014 with me working in the jails and prison facilities with the victims coming in to be booked in. That's where I got my first initial training on how to identify victims.
Okay, that's good. You don't have to tell us your whole life. I just wanted the people to know who I was speaking with. Because the next thing you guys are going to hear, something I'm going to ask Jen that we've been contemplating going back and forth for a couple days if we should speak about this live yet. We didn't know if the timing was right to bring this up, because you guys know I really don't like talking behind the scenes with anybody. So I asked Jen to come up and tell the story herself so that there's no way I can misconstrue anything. Because God knows I got myself in enough fucking trouble here on these YouTube streets. You know? So I've had 5 lawsuits placed against me, Jen. You know, it just gets a little tricky for me. So I'd rather hear it from the horse's mouth myself. So Jen has had some contact with, well, she has some information. And I'm going to let her just take the floor and give you a little bit of the information that she has concerning Ernie and Andrew. I think it's important people hear this.
You're talking about Andrew Hiltz and the incident where he tried to reach out and get help, and different ones had been contacted to try and get Hunter back to New York to him?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right after Summer Wells went missing, I'm going to say within a day or two, some of you in chat may remember when there was an attempt made that a gentleman by the name of Jeremy, his last name escapes me at the moment,
Dugan,
he was making an attempt to get Hunter back to Andrew and away from Hawkins County. Well, what had happened leading up to Summer's disappearance involved me being a part of a amateur group. Now, when I say amateur, we were not MC affiliated. It was just straight up civil duty participation in advocating for domestic violence and child abuse victims. So what had happened was Ernie was aware of this stuff. Well, Ernie apparently was already in contact with several involved with the Summer Wells case prior to her disappearance. There were several motorcycle-based groups that were also advocating for domestic violence and child abuse. You can't just pinpoint one, because a lot of the civic groups that are biker enthusiasts. There's many of them. There's not just an MC. Leave the MC out of it. They're just groups of individuals that enjoy getting out on motorcycles and riding and being active in their communities to try to be an extra resource for victims. So someone had reached out to a group in Georgia. Well, this group in Georgia we were already commingling with what we were doing to kind of give an overlap of participation in what our goals were in advocating for victims. So Paul Michael Libre with Bikers Against Abuse International, not BACA. It's not BACA. It was another group out of Georgia. It was headed out by Paul Michael Libre. He was contacted. Well, Paul reached out to me and told me that there was a woman that he was working with out of Knox County, that he was going to have her get in touch with me. Well, when she called me, she told me what their plans were in junction with the Summer Wells case. I said, you can't do this. Well, we've already got somebody there to get Hunter to get him back to his dad in New York. I said, you can't do this. It's an active investigation. Well, he's got a court order stating that he has custody and visitation rights to his child. I said, I don't care what he has. That kid cannot leave the state of Tennessee right now. He is a suspect in a missing child case. But yes, this group, along with multiple contacts and interventions and interceptions, there was an attempt of kidnapping Hunter to take him back to New York with an open investigation of a missing child. And this juvenile at the time, being Hunter, he was on probation for some other juvenile crimes that he had been charged and convicted of in that area. So he could not leave the state of Tennessee. But had I not intervened, that attempt would have been a success because they wanted me to assist in documentation to get him back to New York to Andrew. And I called it in to stop it.
And Jen, can you tell us, this was Bikers Against Abuse, correct? International?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but it's only certain people in it. This group does a lot of good things for missing children and lots of other people all over the country. But there are bad players within this group. And
Right.
I had found Jen had actually sent me a news article, Bikers Against Abuse. This man, Paul Libre, Benny has also, I believe, and I emailed Benny, but he's not responding to my emails like he said he would. But Benny, I remember Benny doing a live on this man, Paul Michael Libre, once in the past. So I wanted to know what information Benny had on him, but I couldn't get in touch with Benny. So instead, what I did was I had looked at this news article and decided to bring you this. Founder of Bikers Against Abuse International, Paul Michael Libre, said, I'm done with the organization. Do you just want to tell them what this is about? This is
a separate incident altogether from the Summer Wells case. This explains the extent of Paul Michael Libre's involvement in manipulating documents, searching for missing individuals, and especially minors who were displaced due to maybe non-custodial interference and things of that nature.
Now, he actually was kicked out of the group and charged, correct?
Yes, that's my understanding. There are case files on justia.com to verify his involvement in other matters.
I'm just going to skim through this. Libre and Bikers Against Abuse International has been under investigation by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation since July. The investigation originally began in Thomaston with Thomaston Police Department, but was turned over to the GBI. This was in Georgia, guys, because it became multi-jurisdictional investigation involving several counties across Georgia. Now the investigation has crossed state lines into Tennessee. So that's proof he has been in trouble in Tennessee in the past. Libri and the organization caught the attention of TPD when he and some BAAIs, which is Bikers Against Abuse, followers came to Thomaston to assist with the teen who Libri suspected of being a victim of child trafficking. TPD said the incident was falsely presented and ended without incident. So I don't know what that means, but shortly after that incident, Libri set up a cash app for donations, starting he wanted to open a crisis shelter in Thomaston for kids who were victims of child trafficking. BAAI's Facebook page claims it is a nonprofit organization fighting for those who can't fight for themselves through support, encouragement, and protection by a family of bikers who stand up to the abusers, pedophiles, and molesters, and offers a variety of services. Anyways, it goes on and on. It's a very long article, but this man has been in trouble, and it's proof he's done fundraising in the past, and it's all about reward money for this man. Something I caught today. Let me see if I can find it quickly. I gotta click out of the Ernie shit here. Hold on. Hell, what was I looking under? I think this. Videos. Yeah, that's it. Hold on. I gotta find the thumbnail. I'll know what it looks like. Here it is. Let me get rid of Ernie. Something I found today, Prayer Garden said, and I don't know why, but it made sense to me. Told you, Jen, I was going to do some research today.
There's a lot about it.
I didn't get much, but I found some things where Andrew and them, where we hear talk of the bikers. Prayer Garden had said something interesting to me, and this caught my attention a long time ago. It's why I clipped it, but I could never find a reason to bring it out. However, now that I've spoken to you, I did, because there was talk of a missing PlayStation that Allison had told, and I guess Prayer Garden has the actual tape. I didn't clip Allison saying it. I would ask that she bring this back out so we could hear Allison say it, but something really interesting that caught my attention was around the time that Andrew had reached out to the bikers people was around the time that the $10,000 reward went up for summer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a possibility that Andrew was truly trying to get information, pull information from Hunter by kidnapping him and bringing him to New York, which in my opinion shows Andrew's character.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me let you listen to this real quick.
Now, see, this is what she got the cameras because his first Xbox got stolen. Somebody came in the house, stole his Xbox, left with Granny in the kitchen doing dishes. Now she tells us, now she's telling us that, you know, his new Xbox they got, she hooks her phone up to it, right? They connect their phones to it in order to know where it's at if someone takes it, right? If something happens, they're going to know where it's at because their phones are connected. There you go. Now, here's what she says. She says this is how she understood that Andrew was sending these bikers to get Hunter, because between the cameras and her phone being connected to, you know, what he's doing through that gaming system, you know, she's able, whatever he's doing, she's able to see it all. And that's how she knew that these bikers were coming down, right? Coming down to try to pick him up. He didn't tell her. He did not tell Mom that Dad's having some bikers come try to get me. No, he didn't. She freaking set everything up so she could keep a big eye on everything going down because of that Xbox disappearing. right? And it sounds to me like she might have thought that old Hunter took that Xbox off himself, right? That he was the one that may have came in, or one of, or True, one of her own. She felt one of her own came in there and, and went back out. That it wasn't a stranger at all. She wanted to keep an eye on her own, and that's what she was doing. And that's how she knew that these bikers were supposed to be coming down, and that's how she got herself back home and got Hunter out of there before these people started showing up, right? She knew they were coming. Right? There you go. There you go. That allows us all of this stuff went down like within the first week of Summer coming up missing. All of this stuff was going down within the first week of Summer coming up missing. The first week of her coming up missing, that big reward fund being gotten up for her, and somebody immediately put in $10,000, right? Some man put up $10,000 right away for Summer's reward fund. And Andrew, heard about it ASAP. And he already, he thought he was going to get the truth out of Hunter and collect this reward fund. So he already, made some phone calls and was, trying to get people down there to pick Hunter up, to bring him to him so he could interrogate Hunter himself, and try to crack Summer's case. This is all going down within the first week of Summer coming up missing, right? And I don't think law enforcement had took Hunter's phone that fast. I don't think they took his phone that fast. They came and they, and questioned him and everything. And I think they came back to Allison's house. They came back to Allison's house, and because they have to get.
It might have been a PlayStation. This is Prayer Garden we're talking about, but I know for a fact you can get on the internet. You can connect your devices to PlayStations, to Xboxes, to all of the newer ones. I know for a fact because my son does it. He has cameras in the back of my house and in the living room, where he watches his cameras on a TV through his PlayStation. There is a way to do it. What Prayer Garden is saying is that that somebody stole one device out of their home, and Allison thought it was the kids and wanted to catch the kids. So Allison put cameras up to watch for the kids to be sneaking into the home. It was a damn game box. It's on my recording as well now. What kind I don't know. Remember. Maybe a webcam to stream to Twitch. Right. That's what she was doing. That's what Prayer Garden's trying to explain. I think Prayer Garden's an old lady. I don't know if she's pregnant. If she's going to be like a 60-year-old lady that pops out a miracle baby, we're just going to sit around and wait and see what happens on that aspect. I'm not here to trash Prayer Garden. There's more to this, though. Keep listening. And we know Prayer Garden's full shit, but listen to the details and keep in mind that Prayer Garden had lots of contact with Allie. And it's the Lost Allie interview Prayer Garden was shown at. I just can't find the clip. So I must have clipped it. I just don't know where I put it, but I would ask that PG replay this.
An order to be able to take his phone away. They can't just take it without they have to get permission to take this kid's phone. And they had, you know, and that takes time. That has to go through some channels to get that permission to take the phone. So what happened is they came back and took his phone. They came back and took his phone, obviously after, you know, after the first time they came and talked with him. They then seized the phone. What they did is they seized the phone from him, and
Crystal.
wasn't handing it back. They wasn't handing it back. But all of this stuff.
You're muted, baby.
This is her speculating. Okay. So this is Per Gordon speculating. However, at the end of this, she makes sense about the phone. Hunter was not a suspect at the time. He was somebody they were questioning. And in any law enforcement, you would know this working in corrections that they have to go get an order to take Hunter's phone, especially because he's underage. So what Per Gordon explains at the end is that they had to go in front of a judge. So probably the very first day they didn't take Hunter's phone, but they came back to question him twice. And I remember Allison saying that the TBI was there a few times, and there was even a time she had to call the TBI because of the bikers. And that's in the interview with JLR and Molly Golightly.
Yep, sure did. That happened. But now the issue with the phone, they didn't need a warrant if Allie, being Hunter's parent, official guardian, whether he was a minor or not, had volunteered that device over to see if there was anything on it. So I understand what Per Garden is saying, but you don't have to have a warrant if something is volunteered over to be reviewed as possible evidence.
But Hunter, I'm going to bet, because of the gang shit that Hunter was involved when, they didn't volunteer it, and that they had to get a warrant. And I'm betting Hunter erased his shit, thinking that he wouldn't do anything. You hear him tell Chris McDonough often, well, not often, but he really makes a point to tell Chris McDonough that he had to take his grandfather's phone because they came. I think I'm going to have to go back and listen to the clip, but I don't think it was the same day that TBI took Hunter's phone.
I don't think it was either. But now there would not have had to have been a warrant without a probable cause and burden of proof that there was something absolutely mentioned on that device. That could have easily been volunteered over without a warrant.
And that's what I thought I heard. The FBI came back 2 times to see Hunter. And then there was the TBI, and then Allie actually called the TBI on this biker group. But anyways, let's go back to the biker group. You guys get the point. I'm not even going to go on. There is a little more in this about cameras, like why. Actually, no, let's finish listening to it. There's like 3 minutes left.
Went down like the first week. So the cameras had to been there before Summer ever came up missing. That's the whole point in all of this. That's the whole entire point in it all. I don't personally care when law enforcement took his phone. What I care about, because he had another phone. He had Grandpa's phone. So I know he had a phone. What I care about is the fact there's cameras, and they wasn't given to law enforcement. They must have been undone and hidden away. Those cameras must have been hid.
My question would be, when was the Xbox stolen, or the device that they're talking about? Was it before or after Summer went missing? That's what I wanted you to hear, because bingo. Would Allie have hidden cameras?
Because nobody gave that up to law enforcement. And when Chris was there, nobody offered that information up to Chris either. Chris did not, Allison didn't share that with Chris. So that tells me that Allison had cameras. And that tells me that June 15, 2021, she put all that shit somewhere, hid it. She got that stuff the hell out of her house.
Makes sense.
Does anybody remember, and I cannot find the fucking clip to save my life, excuse my French, but does anybody remember when Hunter or Allison or Leslie or somebody said that Candace came to their house with a truck full of televisions?
I remember that being told.
I wonder if there's any truth to that. I would love to find that clip so that we can listen to it again. I'm going to bet Nature Lover probably has it. So I'm reaching out. Hey, Nature Lover, do you have that clip? I don't remember even where I heard it at. But I do remember there was a time when they said that lots of people, I mean, they brought a bunch of TVs from the house to Allison's home right after Summer had gone missing. But I don't understand how they would have gotten out of their home with these televisions. But could that be the reason Dawn went to the shed?
You know, there was a gap there from 3 o'clock until it was actually reported. And I've said the same thing to many. That's a perfect opportunity to clear out and stage, knowing that law enforcement was going to be on that property.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so do you want to finish telling us? So let's talk more about the Libri involvement. So say again. So Ernie, you were telling me, is it Ernie reached out to Libri or Libri reached out to Ernie? Because the next thing I'm going to show you is Boober's still live. I went over to Boober's channel and I asked Andrew questions. And the way they answered, what do you know about Andrew knowing? Because they just answered that Paul and Jeremy reached out to Andrew first.
And the specifics on that, I do not know. But I do know that Paul Michael Libri was contacted and was already in the process working with Jeremy on getting Hunter removed from that home to get him back to Andrew Hills in New York.
Okay. They're still live. Hold on 1 minute. I'm going to go into chat and pause this. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm just going to show it. Fuck it. I hope you don't strike me. Boober, don't strike me.
Fair use.
500 subs and 3K subs. Where's Tammy Yammy?
Let me
And
see.
the funny thing is, that's cool because my grandkids call me Mammy.
Yeah.
So Tammy Yammy, Mammy.
I have no problem doing
We'll
it.
let you know, Snow Angel. We will let you know.
Yeah, I'll let you know, Snow
You
Angel.
must be sitting on those fingers. So you're...
You and Act Right and Suzette are such good child advocates.
That's still not...
Hold on, it should be close.
Raymond, you better watch it because I have no issue. Continuously just keep the ball rolling. You know, because
Here we
Uber and it's 5 stars out of 5 stars.
Flame is brightest inside.
You know what the...
First of all, this part of the live, I don't want to attack him, but you can clearly tell this man is screaming at Andrew's child. We'll talk about this another night because, like I said, I'm trying to keep a line of communication because of the information I've been given by Jen.
Problem is, you know, it's like they want shit to stop. Hold on.
Hold on, it gets bad. He turns around and says, look, I'm sure the kids are being aggravating. They're coming into the family room and they're disrupting his live. You'll hear. And then he addresses me and he answers my questions. But I'm not here for that, although that disturbed me a little bit, Munch. That is a man that is not this child's father screaming.
Sounds like looks like he's scolding everybody.
He was aggravated.
Hello, Crystal. How are you tonight? No, everybody's good. Everybody's good. So, did you see the little? Did you see? Excuse me. Excuse me. And I'm gonna say it as I'm live. Zip your lip, because I am doing it live.
You don't see true crime, not because
As Andrew around, I wanted to ask him a question I forgot to ask earlier concerning the bikers against
me asking him a question.
What's the question? I can answer.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the question, Crystal? Elisa's right here. I think Andrew might be in the room. He might be actually in the bushes watching shit. So, gamer girl, how you doing tonight, gamer girl? You doing okay?
Who's in my chat? We're not going to troll.
Hello, fellow grown-ups. Christopher. Oh, hello, Christopher. Nice of you to join us.
I can't even see chat.
I don't know why gamer girls in here are attacking me. I just told you this isn't even what I wanted to stream. So please stop. I said I'm not going. This isn't an attack on Munch. I came into the room. I asked a question about something I'm covering because Genevieve is on my channel and she's telling me information about the people that went to go get Hunter. And I'm not saying Andrew's involved in it. However, there's a chance and an opportunity Ernie is. So don't come over here trolling. If you want to strike me, you're fucked up because this is about a missing little girl. I can't help it. This man yelled at the child that came in the room and that it was right before he answered what I said. I couldn't cut it off. So just chill a minute, please.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Just listen.
Come out here.
Just curious how he got in touch with them.
They reached out to him on Facebook.
There you go, Jen.
Oh, okay. All right. So they were screening the activities involved with the case.
Wait. There's one more question.
So let's did you see that picture?
I asked, was it Paul and Jeremy? And
Mama
they
Bear put on her post did a short of that thing, the Christmas thing, and it says I'm Boober, and it's 5 stars out of 5 stars.
My thing is did they go to Andrew and use Andrew as a means to get the Hunter as a way to make money off of Summer's case, and they got busted because Allison busted them?
I think there were several parties involved in busting them out, not just me and Allison.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I'm right. That you said you turned them into, but that's what I'm saying. Did they use Andrew? Like, I'm not here to attack Andrew. I want you guys to get the full picture here. So let me finish asking him the next 2 questions and you can give me your thoughts on the way Andrew answers. And then I'm getting out of here. I'm not here to show nothing else in this live stream except for what I asked. So please just hold your britches.
That definitely ain't me. That looks like one of them on that side. If you really, really pay attention
I
to
tell
that.
you what, if you seen Munch without
That-
a shirt or a tank
that-
top on dancing, you guys would fucking drool.
That right there is probably Miss Mama Bear's daughter's thing. Okay.
Both.
Both.
Spoke to Jeremy first and then Paul.
He spoke to Jeremy first and then he spoke to Paul.
Because he reached out to me because I was trying to get my kids.
Andrew says he spoke to Jeremy first, then he spoke to Paul, and he says he reached out to me because I was trying to get my kid. I think that's what he said. Let me go back and make sure.
That's what he said.
With the Christmas thing, and it says I'm Boober, and it's 5 stars out of 5 stars. That definitely ain't me. That looks like one of them on that side. If you really, really pay attention.
I tell
that.
you what, if you seen Munch without
That-
a shirt or a tank
that-
top on dancing, you guys would fucking drool.
That right there is probably Miss Mama Bear's daughter's thing. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Both.
I'll
Both.
look. It's bad. It's bad.
Spoke to Jeremy first and then Paul.
He spoke to Jeremy first, and then he spoke to Paul.
Because he reached out to me because I was trying to get my kid.
And then there's one more question. Hold on.
So how's everybody doing tonight? Everybody have dinner? Are all their bellies full? We had dinner, we had dessert, we had chocolate cream pie. I mean,
We're alone. Sky.
dogs ate good. I got 8 dogs, 25 cats. So I'm good. My dogs eat pretty good. Was there an Ernie interaction? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. I never heard of it.
Okay.
The shit people come up with. Well, this is why I came up with that. So that's why I was over there with my line of questioning. I knew Genevieve was going to come up here. Hi, Maria.
Yeah. Then that makes sense. I'm not going to apologize to Ernie, but I was told that Ernie was involved in trying to retaliate against me with what I had going on, that he had confused the information and reached out to them. So this clarifies that suspicion and that speculation, but it also makes sense at the same time when they absolutely reached out to me for my assistance or seeing if I would assist them, with the woman reaching out to me from Knox County being directly involved with Paul Michael Libri and having Jeremy involved. Now it makes sense. They were trolling the case for an opportunity.
That's what I'm figuring out. And I think that they had gone to Andrew in an attempt as a way to fundraise, because it seems like this Paul Libri really, really liked to fundraise a lot.
Mm-hmm, he did.
And he would tragedy pimp, in my opinion. And that's what Benny has covered this before, you told me. And I sort of remember Benny covering it. So I would love if Benny would share that live with us again so that we could watch it, because I'm sure Benny had more information on this Paul Libri than we thought. And I'm hoping, in my opinion, if this is truth, that there's charges, because I am a speculation channel. And I forgot to put let me make sure I put my banner on.
Well, that makes better sense that they were already trolling the case and screening the case, so to know who the direct parties were involved, so they could target certain individuals.
Yeah, I don't know, Lady J. I thought it was the same day. Reach out to Sherry. Who's Sherry, Pam? What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I have a lady up here that reached out to me and said that she was in contact with Paul Libri and Jeremy prior to them going to Andrew. So what I had done was gone over to Andrew's and asked questions to collaborate anything that this woman had said, although they didn't really collaborate anything they did. Because at the same time, what they told us was that Paul from Georgia was also reaching out to Andrew in an attempt to go kidnap Hunter. Allison had pressed charges and went to the TBI about this biker gang coming to Tennessee and trying to take Hunter and interfere in the case. And there's been a lot of speculation about it. We could tell you you're going to be struck. Okay, well then strike me. I don't know what to tell you.
Good
I think
grief.
I think it's ignorant, and I'm not up here attacking Andrew or his people in any way, shape, or form. Actually, I'm sticking up for them. But if you're going to strike me for that, then I have to start to question why.
This is information being shared for clarification and edification to get a better understanding of people involved. It's not
And
to bash or defame anyone.
what's going to happen if they strike me is I'm going to go on a fucking warpath, and I'm going to make sure everybody knows that they're striking me for information that pertains to Summer, and that's not in any way, shape, or form a help to the missing child. Genevieve, take over for 1 minute. My dog's scratching at the damn door. My son let him in, and he wants out. Give me one
Well, I
second.
can't read chat, but go ahead. Yeah, this has been a long time coming, and clarifying information, and confirming information that was deemed misinformation. There's so much that's happened in this case that it's just created layer after layer after layer of information and possible criminal activity.
There is proof of it. There's many proof of Jeremy Dugan and them being contacted. There's phone calls with Jeremy Dugan that were streamed and all kinds of stuff. I will look for as much information as I can, and that's what Benny was reporting on. So I don't know who you are, True Crime and Game Time. You must not have been involved in Summer's case when she went missing. But this shit needs to stop. You can't be just striking people because they air you. I mean, you absolutely can, but this is unfair use. And this was me asking a question. And Boober already knows that if I'm in the chat or on the panel and my voice and my questions are heard, he already lost one copyright strike, and I will make him lose another one. You're not quite fucking understanding. I streamed maybe 5 minutes of his fucking live. I'm not going through the whole live, nor do I give a fuck about the rest of the shit that's going on there. What I give a fuck about is this missing child that Andrew has played many games in that I have showed you today. So if you want to be bitches and you want to strike people, then people have a reason to understand that there is a reason you're striking people, and they're going to speculate, as I am a speculating channel, that you have a reason to strike people because you have things to keep hidden. So if I was you, I wouldn't start the fucking shit because I can go to war. Okay, Jen. Sorry about my rant.
You're all right.
They wanted Hunter to jump out of his bedroom window. Hunter told Allie. Allie rang Ellie. Ronnie Lawson came out to Allie.
Now, wait a minute. I'm not saying Ronnie Lawson did not respond, but that really was not a county issue. That was a Newport Police Department issue. And Newport Police Department was in communication with Hawkins County over the whole situation because it put Hunter as a minor in both a county jurisdiction and a city jurisdiction. And with Andrew trying to make attempts and claiming that he was trying to get his son back to New York, with Hunter being a person of interest in a missing child case, and he did not and could not produce the proper paperwork of him having custody and visitation with a file clerk file stamp on it from the court system, and they could not obtain one, so they would not release Hunter because he was on probation for charges and he was still a person of interest in an active investigation. That's why Andrew did not get Hunter returned to New York under any terms and conditions or circumstances.
The problem was, True Crime and Game Time, that Andrew Hunter was under charges. He wasn't allowed to leave Tennessee. Hunter had stolen a car with a baby in it prior to Andrew's time. So Hunter was on probation, and they were illegally coming down to take Hunter. Hunter didn't have time with his dad that year. Hunter was in trouble. That's alive with Molly and Allie, Sherry, etc. outside the house. Yeah, I got that on. I got that live. We'll watch it tomorrow. I already did. That's what I was just showing you. I just asked. That's rewind about 10 minutes. LRK, LRUK, and J, whatever, 333. I literally just showed you me asking him.
Well, I've even asked Andrew from other chats how that went down. And each time he's asked about it, he gives a whole different story.
Lady J's asking why Newport.
Because that's where Hunter was living with Allie. Hunter did not live out in the county jurisdiction. Hunter lived in a city jurisdiction.
But I thought he lived in Kingsport.
Well, I meant Kingsport. I'm sorry. That was my misprint. It was Kingsport, not Newport. Sorry.
She said the wrong thing. You must have seen me lighting a cigarette. Yeah,
possibly. But that was. I'm sorry. I was thinking Kingsport and said something different. But yes, Kingsport.
We all make mistakes. All right, Genevieve. Well, thank you so much for coming up and clearing some of that up with me. And I just wanted to show you what I did today.
Well, thank you for showing this, because with Boomer saying what he did, that gives me better clarity on why I was even called.
Right. You can't legally kidnap your own child. Yes, you can when it's not custody.
Yes, you can.
When you are court ordered to stay in Kingsport because you kidnapped a baby in a stolen car with some gang members, you are not allowed to leave to go to the state of New York. That is usually probation laws. You could look it up yourself.
That's the USJCC guidelines too. That's the Uniform Judicial Child Custody Act. You can look it all up. Those are the guidelines that all courts have to follow.
Hold on, Genevieve. True Crime and Game Time. Did you hear this woman say that she has a law degree and that she works in corrections? If you want to show me your law degree at any time, I'd be happy to see it. As soon as you show me your resume.
Well, I don't have a law degree. I just got a lot of experience.
Okay. What did you do again? You worked in, let's make sure they know what you've done.
Since 1997, I have worked in careers associated with law enforcement and corrections and victim advocacy works through the courts.
Okay. So she's worked for the court system. I think she would know the laws better than you would. And anyways, it's just information. She reached out to me, and as you see, I was corroborating what she was saying. And I didn't come out here to attack Hunter or to attack Andrew or to attack Alyssa. What I came out here to do is just ask the questions to find out who reached out to who. Because I think it's important when you put out the tragedy pimps that are trying to make money off of Summer's case. That's pretty much what my channel is based off of. And if there is any involvement with Ernie, I think we should know about it. I asked Ernie in this chat today, and then he jumped off panel and said, I have to go. Yeah, we're weird in a weirdo way. All right, Genevieve. I'm going to get off of here and move on. I'm not a weirdo. I just look at everything.
There's nothing wrong with evaluating for edification. That's what it's all about.
He can strike me. I'm going to fight the strike. I think it's pretty rude. I'm not out here attacking nobody. And I showed literally like 3 minutes of the man's fucking shit. Let me get it off my screen. Because I do have some other stuff I wanted to go over tonight. So I guess this is going to be long. But the other day we were talking about Isaiah 117. Jen, you're welcome to stay, but I'm going to move on.
I appreciate you letting me up to try and give you a little idea what was going on. All right,
Hey,
well, I'll see you in chat.
Little Dev, the trolls that are coming in here under weird names like William Banker, you can get rid of them. All right, Genevieve, thank you. You have a good night, honey. Let me remove her. Okay. So moving on, we were talking about Isaiah 117 the other day, and I've already been on 1 hour and 41 minutes. So I'm not going to go over what else I wanted to go over tonight. However, I will try to go over it in the morning. I want to go over Ziggy's email with Jensen. I'm pretty sure. Thank you, little Dev. I'm pretty sure that Benny went over this the other day. However, I didn't see the whole live, and I wanted to give my take on it. That Jensen sent Ziggy an email, and in this email was Jensen saying lost and cleared Fred. However, I don't have the time for it tonight because I didn't expect Genevieve just to pop up like she did. I thought we were going to do this another day because she was tired earlier. Does it really matter if Andrew cares or not about Hunter? No one has nothing to do with Summer Wells. What does that have to do with any of that? It just has to do with the biker gang. I was talking about the biker gang that came there. Andrew should have a problem with that now, considering they were trying to exploit a missing child. This stream is not even about fucking Andrew. So if Andrew wants to be a peckerhead, he could go ahead and be a fucking peckerhead. It shows his fucking character. How about this is the best organization I can do. Your band. Thank you, little Dev. Okay. The next comment, because I'm moving on. Keep trolling and I'm out. Okay, so the Ziggy stuff. We'll go over that another day. The next thing I want to go over short. Let me take that off. I'll try to go over that tomorrow. We did the bikers. We did Allie and PG. I have one thing left. We went over Isaiah 117 the other day. What I have left is a 3-minute and 29-minute video where they show all of the fundraising they take in. And I want you to give a watch to it. And then another night we go over it, we'll watch it again. But I just wanted to keep fresh in your minds what we were talking about the other day.
Health Matters segment is sponsored by HMG. It began with one family, one mission, and one house. Now, Isaiah 117 has locations in communities all over the area and 6 different states. An incredible mission to bring children comfort and love during an incredibly difficult time. It's a mission of love that takes an army of volunteers. In our Health Matters, we talk with Rhonda Paulson, the founder of Isaiah 117, and Dr. Mary McCormick, HMG primary care physician.
The first thing that pissed me off about this news broadcast is that I think, it's my opinion, that they got paid to go on to this news station. This is WJHL, who shows Summer all the time, and we have never, not one fucking time, seen a sponsorship. So they start the news clip. Let me start that over. With a sponsorship for a Health Matters segment is sponsored by Holston Medical Group. Yeah. Monopoly.
Following Health Matters segment is sponsored by HMG.
It began with one family, one mission, and one house. Now, Isaiah 117 has locations in communities all over the area and 6 different states. An incredible mission to bring children comfort and love during an incredibly difficult time. It's a mission of love that takes an army of volunteers. In our Health Matters, we talk with Rhonda Paulson, the founder of Isaiah 117, and Dr. Mary McCormick, HMG primary care physician, and one of those important volunteers.
A beautiful home that welcomes children with open arms during their darkest days. A home that began when Rhonda Paulson was taking a class to become a foster parent.
We were sitting in a room that a little girl had slept in. That was eye-opening in 2014. And then 2015, we took in our first placement, and he arrived with nothing.
It was then Rhonda began the planning and organizing of what would be the Isaiah 117 house.
What if there was a home where on the day a child is removed, they could be lavishly loved on and all their needs be met?
What if became a reality, first in Carter County in June of 2018.
So we have volunteers greet those children at the door, call them by name, welcome them. And then our volunteers are just there to meet their needs.
Dr. Mary McCormick is a primary care physician with HMG. She's been volunteering since the beginning.
It has been such a gift. These kids are our kids. They're the kids in the community. They're our patients at HMG. They are our neighbors. They're our friends. They're the students that our kids go to school with.
We can't exist without those volunteers. I mean, it has been amazing to watch.
And there are endless ways to volunteer and support the mission, like monetary donations and organizing fundraisers. Dr. McCormick says HMG has come up with some creative ways to raise money and also serves as a drop-off point for essential items for the children.
Some of these kids come in with maybe a garbage bag full of stuff, some with just about nothing. And so we're able to send them on their way to their.
Remember how I told you guys they were all volunteer based? Nobody has credentials to be there doing this. We're going to go back and listen to this one more time as soon as it's over.
Their foster families with clothing, with the toiletries that they need, with some toys.
These homes are funded by donations from people and churches and organizations, communities stepping up to take care of their children. Paulson says
it started 4 years ago, and now they're in all 50 states removing children without credentials from people's homes. Yep, that's what they're doing.
The model works.
We've often said the vision was a home for Carter County. And then very quickly it became a home for every county in the state of Tennessee. And now it truly feels like, what if no child in the U.S. sat in a cubicle or a conference room?
Well, as you just heard, funding is crucial. And with that in mind, there's a golf tournament coming up in September. In fact, each county that has a home will be organizing a golf tournament of their own to raise money. So join the fun, support the mission. Find out more at Isaiah117house.com.
The preceding Health Matters.
That's just a bit much for me. We're not even going to rewatch it because at the end you hear them. It's the funding. It's the funding. These people are constantly begging for lots of money. They got houses and cars. They pay themselves for working this organization. It is now in all 50 states from something I seen today. I get that, Moonshine Girl, but we also have to remember that DHS makes mistakes and sometimes children are removed and placed into foster care homes. These people are not licensed. My problem is that you have unlicensed people with no credentials except for being a foster parent, removing people's homes, removing children from people's homes with no state credentials, no college, volunteer basis, collecting tons and tons of money, opening in every state, even collecting money in Summer Will's case. That's my problem with them. It has nothing to do with the parents. It has to do with the underage children they're removing and putting in a home with people that don't even know them. There's one article where she talks about we give them feminine products. Why would you put that on a news broadcast? Ah, that's right. I got to find that live. Right. That's what I'm saying. It is degrading. But they shouldn't be contacted. Period. Moonshine Girl. They do not have the credentials to remove children. Do we know that they are being checked if they're on the Megan's Law list? Do we know that there's so many people in that area alone that are RSOs? How many are unregistered? And you're putting them in a home with children. How many unregistered volunteers could they hire? These people need to be kept track of. I don't want them in my fucking community removing children. Right. All right, guys. I'm going to end my live. Lots of disagreements tonight, and I'm trying to hold my cool. I really do want to go over what are they supposed to do with the kids then? Put them on the street? No, they're supposed to have places ready. They get enough fucking government funding to make sure our kids are okay. Maybe they need to stop the addiction. See, there's a there's a rule and manner. If you help to work to help families involved with DHS more, the less you would have to remove children. Get these parents who are addicted help. We have an epidemic going on in our country, and it's ruining life for our babies. Our government is supposed to do better, if that makes sense. How much nonsense does our government have money for? The lobbying in Washington, D.C. for pills, the very opioids that are hurting our communities. I don't know what to tell you, Moonshine Girl. I'm looking at the bigger fucking picture here. I don't want child traffickers taking my children into offices that are unsupervised. State-funded facilities. Correct, Little Dev. I will try to reach out to Sherry and see if she'll talk to me. There aren't enough foster parents. But I also want to tell you, I've told my story about my ex-husband, and we're not going to do that here tonight because it's a very sad one. Who was in the foster care system most of his young life. He was essayed several times by a whole family. No, they don't give a damn about our kids. They'll put them in strangers' hands. That's my point. Because I don't have the credentials to volunteer, Moonshine Girl. I know I'm not the right person to do so. Why don't you volunteer? Why are you over here with an attitude? One night you're cool, the next night you got an attitude. I ain't playing them fucking games. I'll time you out too. All right, guys. Peace and love. Pez amore. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.